Hello, hello. Well, sometimes the stream breaks, but it is what it is. Let's go into the paid voice and we'll go live. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? Hello, hello. It is a Wednesday. Wednesdays are a tricky day sometimes. We get a mix of everything. Sometimes it's bullish, sometimes it's bearish, but it's the best day to play when you get big numbers like the CPI or jobs data or whatever the numbers are. Because you get a lot of volatility. Good morning. Good to see everyone. Let's go through some charts. Okay, QQQ, we drew this line 6 months ago, still the same story. 607 is where you're bouncing from. 600 is your put wall. I think they actually lowered it to 590. Let me make this full screen. I do think they lowered their put wall here. Let me just stop the music as well. They lowered the put wall on QQQ from 600 to 590, so I don't think we're going to go down there just yet. I do expect a sweep lower around the 600, 604 area before we go higher. And then I'd be interested in buying calls, but we don't have to rush into anything today. So let's just be patient. Let's see where the day takes us. I don't think we should trade in the first, let's say 15, 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour, because we do have some news coming out at 10. So I'm going to wait and be patient here. But, you know, it is setting up to go higher. I do think they go lower first. This is across the board. SPY, QQQ, SPX. IWM, literally the same story, right? This imbalance got filled. It's that same imbalance from a couple of days ago. And if you look back, there's another level here that we ended up undercutting and sweeping. So really looking like it's ready to move up. This is all consolidation, right? This is all accumulation. We'll see where this goes. But I do think they could do something like this, where they sweep liquidity a bit lower and then fake out all the bears and then go up towards 255, 260 area for IWM. QQQ, literally the same story. Let them fake it out. Get the bears trapped here around 604, 605, and then they'll kind of reverse up towards the 614 area. So it is looking like it's going to break out. I just don't know when. SPY, literally the same story, right? They filled this imbalance. We've been thinking about this imbalance for some time yesterday. So filled. This is left. So I do think that they do something like this, where they sweep a bit lower, get to the 674 area, and then from there go towards 680, 683 is really what I'm looking for today. But we don't have to rush into anything. I'm pretty sure the puts are better risk and reward, at least in the first 15 minutes because of the head and shoulder pattern. But I don't want to play the puts just yet because it's going to be a bit tricky to get the right timing there. And I'd rather just wait until we come to the 674, 73 area before I get calls towards the upside. SPX, we have a couple imbalances above. We filled this one. We filled this one, this one from here, it's still a bit left. There's just a little bit left there. We filled this yesterday. I was expecting it to go up and go towards 6810, 6800, but we never got that. So I do think we gap down a little bit towards this imbalance and then go up from there. So I'll be interested in getting SPX calls around the 6760, 6750 test. That's where that imbalance is. And we'll see where we end up. So that's what I'm seeing across the market. We did swing some Oracle calls, which should be nice and green today. So if anyone took that, congrats. Your call wall on Oracle is at 170. And I do think we get there today or tomorrow. But I do think this is setting up for a lot higher than where it is right now. And if I look at the 4-hour chart, it's literally like, it's looking bullish as hell to me. So I really like the 180 calls that we got for next week. I'll be scaling out of about half of them. I only got 4 contracts because that's what I do every single time I do a swing, at least on my small account. I'll get 4 contracts minimum. That's always fixed risk and reward and gives me the flexibility of scaling out of half of them 2 contracts to get a much more upside on the other 2 that are left. But this is where I've seen a lot of accumulation on Oracle for the last couple of weeks. I do think it's flagging to go towards that 194.51 area. I don't know if we get that in next week or not, but that's why I'm leaving those 2 runners. They should be pretty green when we open up here in a little bit. So that's Oracle. We did Qs, IWM, SPY, SPX. Oh, let's go look at USO and BOIL. Okay, so yesterday we got some USO and BOIL calls that ended up becoming pretty profitable. They went up 500% in one instance, but they kind of came back down and cooled off. So I'm happy if anyone took those and we made some money. We're good to at least have some free runners. So we got them, or at least I got them at $150. They ran to $330. That's a good 100% increase. So I sold 2 out of the 4 there. And again, I only have consistent risk and reward. So gonna see what happens to the other 2. If they expire worthless, they expire worthless. But I was able to get a 110, 120% move there. So not really stressing the play there. The BOIL calls did go up 100% yesterday, or 190 or something like that. I was not able to sell them, but because they're so cheap, I don't really care. And jet puts that we got for next week, they did go up 20%, but I did not sell them. I still have a couple left. Let me go. I think I have 1 left, if I remember right. The reason I have 1 left, yeah, I went up 20%. The reason I have 1 left is because I just wanted to see where this goes, and it's a free runner, so I don't really care what happens to it. Cool. And then on the SPY port, I was able to go 8x. So if I go to US dollar, go to the last month, you literally saw me start this $100 challenge on Monday last week. It's now at $833 US. So all in all, pretty good week. And process is more important than just pressing buttons. We just got to win more than we lose. I think I took 10 trades, lost 1. So overall, it's been a pretty profitable endeavor for the last week. 90% win rate. It's nothing to laugh at. I think it's honestly pretty good. At least I think it's pretty good. And we'll see where that ends up. NVIDIA, I'm interested in seeing where this goes. It's flagging to go higher, but I don't know if we do or not because of a little risk in the market, but it is looking like it's in an uptrend. I do want to see where this ends up, but from this low, if I mark out and take the bodies here, I think 190 is kind of on the draw, and I'd be interested in getting puts at that point in time. But we'll see where that ends up. Oh, people were talking about Apple yesterday, I believe. Looking like it's good to go higher. I drew this trend line, I don't know, like a couple months ago. You're accumulating in this range. So I wonder what's up. I do think it's going to break towards the upside, towards 300. I think I have a position here on Apple 300Cs for the end of this year. I have not averaged into them. I'm just going to see where those end up. But if they're up, they're up. If they don't hit, they don't hit. But I got, I think, 10 contracts in total when I started averaging around here in January. So we'll see where that ends up. I do want to see it come back down towards the 258 area before going a lot higher, but it is what it is. And I do think Oracle will carry the tech industry or the tech market this week, but we'll see where that ends up. I don't want to rush into anything just yet. We'll kind of just watch and see what happens in the first 15, 20 minutes. Because I do think that they're going to reject here at 678. This is the same spot we rejected for multiple times. And I did put here buy puts unless we closing on the 5 minutes above. And then we'll get some calls here if we get down to 671, 674 area. That's really what I'm watching for, this imbalance here. But it puts out your better risk and reward because the previous days low have not been swept. I think we did like 1 bar there, or maybe 2. I do think it comes back down, test that liquidity before going higher. So that's really where my mind is at. Anything else people want to look at? Oh, let's go look at Meta. Yes, good call. Meta calls look good. I mean, they've looked good for a while. And again, you're in that uptrend. So higher highs, higher lows. What do we know? It does this, right? Higher highs, higher lows, accumulate, consolidate, make a low, push down here on low of day from yesterday, and then rip up towards 668, 670. So I like the risk and reward here. If it's anyone's interested in buying meta calls, I like longer dated ones personally, but I think the calls for this week also work. So if I look at March 13th, which is Friday, the 670 strike is what I'm preferring here. It's got decent open interest, 665 even better if you can afford it. Or if you want a pure lot, I'll get the 680 calls at 70 bucks or $69, whatever that comes out to be on the mid. But you do you. I'm going to wait till Thursday to get those calls because I don't want any headline risk to destroy me. And it is what it is, but this is where we are right now. George, I believe, has flipped bullish. He was bearish yesterday. I do think he's right to be bullish. I hope he doesn't have shit entries. Lately, he's been a bit, I won't say like hit or miss, but he's been right on the direction. He's just like 5-10 minutes early on average. So I'm still fixing that. I don't know what's going on there. Might just be too many data points or too many signals, but we'll see where that ends up. Easy is asking about Google. I do like how this is setting up. Again, higher highs, higher lows, accumulation, rip up towards 320 is really what I think we're going to end up at. So let's go look at some contracts. I'll get Goog. And I like the March 13th, 310 calls. They're pretty cheap. I think it is what it is. So I'd be interested in the 310s, maybe even the 315s, but you do what you want with those. I'm going to likely start a position on these, but I want to get them for April. So I'm looking at April 10th, 330Cs, or April, I think 17th had good open interest. Yeah, 320Cs for April 17th are pretty good risk and reward, but they are $700. So I don't know if you can afford that or not. If you can't get the 335s, they have a lot of good open interest at $200, $300. I think it's a pretty good risk and reward there. But that's really what I'm watching for right now. And market is open. There goes Google. Let it come back down and we'll figure out what we want to do. Reject. It should reject at 678. And then if you want, we can scale puts, but I want to get the calls on the reversal when we come back down towards that 674 area. Everyone with me so far? Excellent. Oh, let's go look at Oracle calls. I think I just sold a couple. I set a limit sell already, but I think I have one left on this one. 180 calls. Oh, what the hell? They're down. Oh, I wonder what happened there. Hold on. Let me check. Might just be loading. Okay, I'll wait for this to pump up and then, oh, these are up 100%. Take the win if you want to. That's why two of mine sold because they went up 100%. And I have one left as a free runner. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens to that one. But take the win. Let me put that in here. Go back up. Sold most. I like that peace sign. I don't know why. I just like it. But take the win at 100, honestly. Like, I'm going to leave this runner and see what the hell happens to it. But 100% is nothing to talk at. So it is what it is. Cool beans. Now we can go to SPY. This is a bit degen, but I want to get some puts here. And then I'll put the reversal as well. So I want to get the 674 puts for $1. I'm just going to get one. Might not fail actually, but we'll see what we get. And then I want to play the reversal as well at that 673, 74 area. So let's see what we get. You can choose to tail this if you want. I got the 674 puts for $1. That's really what I'm looking at. Oh, Oracle, what a banger on that one, huh? While I wait for my order to fill, let me just sell some other stuff that I got going on in the background of my main portfolio. Okay, jet puts, you're up 40%. I want to sell the last one. And just so people can see it, it was up 40%, but now it is down a little bit. I'm going to try selling one of these at $2 basically, and I'll let it expire in the next week or two. That is that. And I have one PLD runner for some reason, but it is what it is. And I do think my SPY puts have filled. Let's go see. 674 puts, up about 2%. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get 100% here. I just want to give some time. And I'll get calls on reversal, but we are where we are. If you want to take the win at 5%, 10%, if you want, take the win. Yes, indeed, it did fill. I'm trying to get better at entries and trying to get the right price here and avoid extensive drawdowns. But, you know, the market will do what it wants to do. And as I said, the puts are better risk and reward because I do think that there's a high chance of rejecting at 678, which is what we're seeing right now. Oh yeah, I was looking at Tesla calls. I think I swung some on last week or Monday for Wednesday 400Ts. They're in the money. Like they're up like, you know, 10x almost. So if anyone took those, please take the win. And we'll see where these puts end up here. Okay, let it come back down and we'll get some calls in the reversal and we'll see where that ends up. I don't think they launch it just yet. I do think they come back down, grab liquidity from all the people that went long around here before going higher. But let's see what we get. If we're wrong, but you're up 10%. If you want to take the win, honestly, take the win. I'm not going to discredit you or stop you from doing that. You should definitely take the win, whatever the number is. But I do think we go lower before higher. So that's really where my mind is at. Any questions before we, I guess, wrap up the stream? And I'll post some alerts in the SPX intraday alert. I don't know what happened, but like I've been killing it on the SPX side. Out of the 7-8 trades, I think I lost one. It wasn't even a complete loss. Like it went up 30% and then, you know, the runners died, but it is what it is. So I'm really liking playing SPX after 10 a.m., getting good at it or getting better at it. And if anyone wants to share the plays, let me know and we can do them together. Cool. Let's see what the institutional volume is looking like. A lot of buys. Not enough for me to be interested in getting calls just yet, but I'll wait. Okay, get those. If you're up on those puts, please take the win. I encourage you to take the win at 10%, 20%, whatever the number is. This is more of a lotto for me, but I do think I'm going to get 100% here before I am able to play the reversal on calls. And we're up 100% on the Oracle calls. Once again, if you want to take the win at about 100, 107 right now. I'm seeing it on my phone. But it is what it is. Check this out, 113%, right? I'm trying to give you guys good plays here. Hopefully that works out well. But please take the win if you have not already. Let's see if George has opened anything. I don't think he has. He's going to wait a little bit. I'm trying to tweak his parameters and figure out how to give them the right entries and exits, but it's more of an art than a science at this point in time. I'm going to keep the stream open for another 10 minutes, then I'll kind of leave and we'll watch calls afterwards. Again, I'm not interested in getting calls until we sweep the liquidity below yesterday's low and this imbalance here. So that's really where I'm looking at right now. He's looking at calls, but I think he's going to wait. We got more bearish reversals right now than bullish, so I'm going to wait until he's seeing the signals pick up on the other side. And let's go look at Gamma. Gamma's pointing up, but again, I think it's going to come back down towards that 675, 673 area, right? That's where your wall is. And then from there, decide if it wants to bounce or not. We're not seeing much volume, like, you know, 900K here's nothing on SPX, 9 mil on SPY is nothing. So like, I want to wait and see what happens here. But 6800 is exposed on XPX. I do think we tag that at the end of the day. I just don't think we get there in the next, like, you know, 20, 30 minutes. But it is what it is. SPX, I do think it's going to tag this area here and create that nice inverse head and shoulder pattern before it goes higher. So that's really what I'm looking for there. And yes, we do have a G7 meeting at 10. That's why I'm taking these plays very lightly. I'm not buying more than 1 or 2 contracts here because I'm kind of deathly afraid of seeing what's going to happen there. And if anyone swung iron calls for the end of March, you're up quite a bit. Please take the win on those. They've done pretty well for me personally. I do like iron commons, and we'll see where that ends up. Oracle's going to go 170 is your call wall. Go above that, you're going towards 192, honestly. Okay, 120% on Oracle calls. If you haven't taken the win, please take the win. I want to see one more thing. I was going to look at something. I was going to look at NBIS. I think NBIS is getting some NVIDIA investment or something. That's why it's going up. I'm not going to touch this. I don't want to chase it. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens there. Okay, let's go look at IWM at the same time. There's your rejection, and then come back down, and then get some calls. QQQ looking like it's going to reject right here. This is that same level. This is that same rejection spot. So let's see what happens. If we clear 611, I think it goes higher. If not, then whatever. And let's see what SPY's doing for the 945 algo. And I'm only going to get calls here if we close above on the 5, which we haven't just yet. But if we close on the 5 above 677, I'd be interested in getting calls, but I'm going to wait for it, honestly. I have to. I'm not rushing into anything. And we did see the 674 puts go up 10%. So if anyone took the win, please take the win. I'm just going to watch here for the next couple minutes and see if I want to switch to calls or not. Is there any volume today? Not really. 4 mils, nothing. The volume has not been that great across the board for some time. I wonder what is going on. Uh-oh, the bulls might have this. Let's see. Yeah, it's tricky. I wonder what is going on. Okay, I do think it's rejecting here. I do think it's going to come back down. Give it a second. Give it a couple minutes. Because that same spot that we rejected from last time. Okay, you're about to sweep. Oh shit, is Tesla doing something interesting? Let's go see. I really don't want to chase it, honestly. If I get the 420 calls, 425, like that might be a good lotto. Or 415 at 100, but I honestly don't want to chase it. Because I know as soon as I get these calls, they're going to go down like crazy. Okay, there's your rejection. I do like Tesla Friday calls for 420Cs if you want to get those instead. So let's go open up the Tesla chart while we wait. Okay, this is that rejection zone that I was worried about. Like we reject that 4.9 area quite a bit. Like this is not something that we've been able to get over on Tesla for some time, right? So whenever this happens, I'm interested in seeing if it comes back down towards the 400 area, maybe even undercut and fill its imbalance, and then I'll get some calls for Friday. So that is what it is. Hey, we're just watching right now. I got the 674 puts. They were up 10%. They're down 15%, but I do think it's going to reject here and come back down. And then I want to get calls so we get down towards that 674 area. So I don't want to rush into anything on the call side. And this is more of a lotto put for me, even though we did see it go up 10% there. I'm trying to avoid extended drawdowns here. Oh, dang. It's kind of nice to be able to read charts, you know? We saw that rejection happening before it actually happened. Okay, I think it's going to go down really hard in the next like couple minutes. no volume for the bulls. There's no follow through. I know you're in positive gamma, but like, dude, 9 mil is nothing. That could be one person. Like that could be like Dems, or that could be one of us that's just saying, hey, I want to buy 680 calls when we get down here. Okay, we're still green on these, right? 2%, 10%. I do think I'm going to get 100% here, and we'll see where it ends up. Yeah, that Zymes guy is insane. He messes with me all the time. I like him. We share a lot of notes. And then he tells me what he's buying sometimes. But that guy's crazy, dude. He buys like $100,000 worth of contracts. Or $30,000 worth of contracts. I'm like, dude, that's insane. Like, that's his account that he's trading every day. I'm like, dude, you're wild, man. On zero dated options, that's crazy. We just gotta be patient. We're up 5%, 6%. I do think I'm gonna get 100% here, to be honest. Hell, what I might do is just set a limit sell and sell it at 2 point. I like to do something weird, like I'll do like 2.10 or 2.20, just to see what the hell happens. And if it fails, it fails. Okay, we're up 16%, 20%. If you want to take the win, take the win. Honestly, just take the win. But I'd be interested in playing the reversal as well when we get down there. And I'll get some calls afterwards. I was about to swing some puts yesterday. I'm glad I didn't, because I was getting the 676 puts, and I was like, they're A, really expensive. They're like $230. And B, I'm like, I don't think they're going to let me swing puts as easily as the calls at this point in time, because everyone's buying puts for hedging. And they became really expensive for what they are. What's up, Timmy? Timmy's now a full-time trader. Congrats, Timmy.
Promote, as they say at Disney, promoted a guest.
Promoted, exactly.
We'll see how long that lasts. We got some friends of mine in cruising say, "You're free now? Come to us." So, but yeah, happy to be here.
Should be fun. Can't just be me trading full time. Need support. Mental health. Okay,
I thought 670 was support.
670 is all support. Come back down. What are you doing, Spy? This is the wrong candle. Okay, I think
anyways, there's
here. Yeah, what's up?
Anyways, there's folks. Happy to be here again. You'll probably see me snipping around here a little bit. One of the things you may see me doing a little bit more is I have another thing in George. It's under Tim Analysis. Can't guarantee the authenticity of the information there, but I'll probably be posting stuff here and there. Right now, it's probably going to be very long. Right now, currently I'm working on something about premium experiences that's primarily centered around cruises and theme parks. So hopefully I'll be able to get that out. And if you all want to read through it, feel free to, or most likely put it in GPT.
Yeah, I was looking at the Norwegian cruise lines. This looks like it's a pretty good commons play as well. Let it come down because of the high oil prices, and we'll see where that ends up.
That's probably not going to be influenced by it as much.
Really?
That's more demand driven.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. I'm going to take a starter position on that anyway.
I'm going to tell you the secret to this. If Royal Caribbean goes under $200, ever goes below even $230, dump a bunch of cash into that RCL.
Really?
That thing is a monster.
Okay, I like it.
I got in that in 2022 around a $50 cost basis.
Whoa, dude, you're up quite a bit. All right, if it ever goes down towards that, I'm going to set an alert here, 230. And let me just figure out how to set an alert in the first place, and then I'll get some calls, or get some comments when we get there.
Will it be read aloud for us, Heather? I see your question there. If you have a GPT or Gemini, it may be able to summarize it for you. Shader, in response to your question, yes, Royal Caribbean, an absolute monster. It's like investing in Disney, but only for cruises. It's what I would call a premium experience. It's basically something, to surmise it, where it attracts a sector of the economy where they have their own moat. They're not as affected by economic trends like inflation, and they're willing to spend more on those experiences.
I love it. Okay, by the way, we're up 30% on these puts. If you want to take the win, please take the win. I will not ask you again to take the win.
And again, folks, that's currently up 40% now, actually.
Oh, yeah, look at that. 40%.
Not bad. Patient paid.
Yeah, and we didn't have crazy drawdown. Like, apologies, I had a semi-bad entry, but like I do think it worked out.
You got out 270 because of down payment. That's not bad. Hey, always, as they say, always take the win.
Take the win. I always say that.
The other stock I'm very big on is Comcast.
Oh, dude, I was looking at Comcast the other day. I was like, yo, we got to get some Comcast comments or even like long dated calls. Same thing with T-Mobile. I don't know why, but for me, whenever I look at T-Mobile and some of these like communications plays and then just get like in the money call options for like a year from now, they go up like crazy.
Verizon is probably the one, if you want something a little bit more lotto-ish, that you should be looking at, because T-Mobile has had an extended run recently, and right now their churn rate is starting to get a little bit higher, whereas Verizon's, there's been a lot of stuff happening, is starting to turn the table a little bit. Plus, nice dividend.
Nice, I like that.
Let's go ahead and answer some of these. Why Comcast? Well, Comcast is an interesting one, Hawkeye. They spun off some of their older assets, like media related, to a separate company at the beginning of January. So they don't have that weighing them down as much. Comcast right now is a very interesting play because they have an MVNO on Verizon that they operate. You have your regular wireline stuff like cable, which has now become a liability to an asset because of increased spend for things like AI, and everyone suddenly realizes you need to own the cable, you need to own your own connections. But more importantly, it's what I was talking about before, premium experiences. People want to pay for things that are authentic. There's the social factor with things like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, if you still use that. And the other thing about it is that it's an insane industry. It's about IP. That's what drives growth. And I'm not going to doss myself here, but I have a bit of extensive experience with working with some of these companies like Universal and Disney. And I can tell you, stat-wise, you're getting a different type of consumer that's willing to spend on this in spite of economic conditions. Absolutely insane. Exactly. It's kind of... So long dated Comcast, very, very bullish on them. They're even opening up a new park in the UK. And let me tell you this, folks. I'm not sure if you all know this. People from the UK are absolutely insane spenders at theme parks. Disneyland, Paris, Walt Disney World.
I'm definitely comments or leaps. Yeah, I like the plays there. Nicely done, Timmy.
Yeah. In case you're curious, folks, what I mean by insane spenders. Well, the Walt Disney Travel Company has a special ticket for UK customers only. It's called the 14-day magic ticket.
I'm going to find a chart on that.
You probably won't find a spending chart, but if you want to put in here, let me see if I can find my end.
I love that book. It's so funny. Anyways.
We're British in it. Yeah, Shabs, if you want to bring this up for a second, it's called the 14-day magic ticket.
Oh shit.
Disney gives people...
That's crazy. It's in pounds by default. That's insane.
But the thing is, Disney gives people from the UK insane deals because they get longer leave time. And one of the things they love is to go to Disney and to go to Universal. So that's why and they're already putting a park in the UK. Universal's creative. That's like their form of Imagineering. It's going absolutely insane with their plans for the future. And Comcast's company is well managed. They have a nice financial mode, even though they have some debt. So more about that later. Anyways, folks, that's enough of me jibber jabbering. That SPY put is still up quite a bit, by the way, Shabs. 34, 35%, 30%.
Yeah, if you want to take the win, take the win. To be honest, I'm interested in seeing if we undercut this level here, right? That's really where my mind is at. If we reverse up here from now, fine, it is what it is. I'll take the L, but hopefully someone sold at that 50% level there, right? But I'm more interested in experimenting here, at least with this account, even though I know that we're going to be green on this and we'll stay green on this. But I do think if our read is right, that we're going to go undercut here, guard the liquidity before higher, then I'd rather just wait for that and get cheaper calls. But it is what it is. Like, you know, we did see it peak around 54% or whatever that number was. To take the win, if you can take the win, but I'm going to hold this for 100% or zero. That's really where my mind is at. And again, I'm right 9 out of 10 times, so I don't want to discredit myself here and, you know, take the win at 17, 20%. If I'm wrong this one time out of the 10 plates I've shared, so be it. But I'm able to
answer this
9x here on that portfolio, so like this is a stress-free play. What's up, Timmy?
Hawkeye, you asked for my favorite stocks. Third favorite stock is Royal Caribbean. Love them. Well-managed company. They managed COVID well. The other thing about cruises, especially one like them, these things are mobile. You can move them from place to place like airlines based on demand. And you can segment that. Like, I have a friend of mine who's a travel agent in Ontario, and they said, yeah, the thing about cruises is that they say, okay, we may not be able to go on a cruise to the US anymore, but nothing stops me from going on a cruise from the UK and doing British Isles.
That's true.
So, second favorite stock, by the way, this is going to sound really insane, folks. I'm a big fan of BlackBerry. As insane as that sounds.
I do like BlackBerry because of the security play that they're doing. So I really like how that is setting up. I do have some comments in there that haven't done well, but it is pretty good. Let's go see the chart while we wait.
Thoughts on PLTR? PLTR is essentially an amazing play for cybersecurity and government contracts. So a big fan of PLTR. I've been in that since 2020. You see, folks, a little bit of short story. When I was at home during COVID, I was sent back from uni. I spent a bit of time on stocks. Cruises are cheaper than retirement homes for what we call as boomers. They can be long term. It's kind of insane. There's this guy called Cruising Mario that has figured that out and literally just spends most of his time on cruises. But not all the time. Right. I'm telling you, though, if Disney were to spin off their cruises and theme parks into a separate entity, I would buy everything in that. Cash cows.
I kind of hope they do that. It'd be really nice for their business. I also just learned yesterday that YouTube makes more money in ad revenue than Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount combined. It's crazy.
Retirement homes in Canada are only $3,500 a month? Wow. That's cheaper than I thought. No, for my grandfather, we paid $7,000. Well,
really?
Yeah. But if you need like advanced memory care for like Alzheimer's, use Brave browser and never see a YouTube ad again. Oh. DJ Feedback. Oh wow, you worked at BlackBerry. Nice.
He did.
By the way, folks, those puts are back. In fact, you probably had a nice re-entry on them if you did. Currently swimming around 26, 30%, 25. 20, we'll just call it 25, 30% since it's hovering in that range. Amica Strike. Yeah, 7,500 a month is nuts. We do agree as well. But the thing is that if you already have someone that is advanced age in their 90s, it's kind of hard to move them from one place to another. Like,
that's true.
The toll on that. Oh, absolutely, dude. I love Disney stock, and that is an interesting growth story. It's a big if. The new CEO, Josh D'Amaro, that's a great growth story. No one else in the theme park industry has the IP that Disney has. No one has the nostalgia factor that Disney has. What Disney does have, though, is poor management. Yes, I've been in Golden Oak a few times.
Nice.
Yeah, Bob's replacement is from what Disney defines as. So, Josh D'Amaro has an interesting career. He spent time at Walt Disney World. He was even the vice president of Animal Kingdom, and then he was president of Disney Experiences. Experiences handles everything from consumer products to Disney Vacation Club cruise line to even Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris. And then he was elevated to CEO recently. So yes, it's nice to have someone from the park side of Disney. They're planning on pumping $60 billion into that, if not more, over the next 10 years. But yeah, folks, if you're ever curious, I know Heather talked about this. If you ever want to see what small space looks like, go on YouTube, type in Golden Oak Disney. That's their neighborhood. And those puts are now back at entry.
Oh, sure, taking the one at 50. Oh, well.
So
Here's
BlackBerry,
what
what is the pit? Eh?
Go for it.
What is the pitch, Hawkeye, with BlackBerry? Certification and government contracts. No one else has, well, not no one else. Very few companies have as much experience with working in the security realm with as many years as they do, with having the certifications and having the necessary cybersecurity experience. It's hard to match. So, they're green again, barely. All right, folks. Again, you probably heard me droning on a little bit here. If you want, I can probably get on tomorrow afterwards to answer any random questions. Would that be okay?
Yeah,
I don't
let's call
want
this
to
stream a
open up
day.
too much.
We did get a nice 50% there. I do think these puts come back, to be honest. But I'm going to watch and see what happens, and I'll post in the SPX channel if I see something interesting on SPX there. But enjoy the day, y'all. If I don't see you for the lotto, I will see y'all tomorrow.
Of course. And folks, those puts went green for a while.
We'll chat soon. Take it easy.